Hello and welcome. This is Steve Rowan. I'm a managing partner at RSR Research. And I'm joined once more by my partner and co-author, Brian Kilcourse, as we walk you through some of the most interesting data from our most recent benchmark report on the state of the store. This year, the Retail Store 2018, we entitled the report From Apocalypse to Renaissance. And we did so because the best performing retailers, or what we commonly refer to as retail winners, they see stores very differently. They see a much brighter future. They certainly don't see stores dying off, and they recognize that consumers have a lot of reasons why they still might want to visit a retail store, and they're putting a lot of thought and effort into making those stores much more desirable destinations, places that are more fun, places that are better staffed. And in the case of the data that I'm going to walk you through today, we put again some fairly strong statements in front of retailers around things that have received a lot of attention in our industry lately, namely personalization and localization. So for starters, winners in the blue bar here, nearly 2-to-1 outnumber everyone else. And these are, when I say everyone else, I mean average and underperforming retailers. In the perception of what role personalization of content is going to have in the current store shopping experience. So nearly 2-to-1 winners say that there's a valuable opportunity here to make sure that the content that consumers are seeing when they walk in our stores is personalized to them. Still a long way to go for the future, but for right now, they recognize that there's value there. Not quite as much of a margin, only 38% to 32% exists between the different performance levels when you start talking about localization of product. But you can see that 38% of winners say that localization of product is viable in the current store shopping experience. So a stronger belief that personalization of content is possible, a little bit less when it comes to actually localizing those products. What's probably really interesting is this third data point down here. Nearly a quarter worth of the best performing retailers, retail winners say, we recognize that both of these have a lot of future value, but they're just not feasible today. So with that all in mind, what we really wanted to get to is, if there's a future here and there's something of a present here, is there also a bit of backlash that the industry has been pushing just a little too hard on retailers? You need to personalize what you're showing people in stores. You need to make sure that the products are localized specifically for them, because those are not easy things to do. So one of the other statements we put out, we just wanted to get a reaction, is our personalization and localization overblown? And you can see 18% of winners and 10% of everyone else said, yeah, that's where our sentiment is right now, is that these are notions that are just too difficult for us to be chasing around, that the promise of potential has been made too high by the technology community, and we're just not going to put a whole lot of effort there. And those numbers are pretty low. What was really interesting is on the inverse side of that. When you look at that data from the other end of the spectrum, no, we strongly disagree with that. You can see that there's a very strong consensus between both winners at 62% and everyone else at 68% that they disagree with this notion. So the real takeaway from this one particular data point, and again, this is coming from a report with probably 20 or 22 charts in it, so this is just one glimpse into some of the data that comes from the full report. It's really good news that retailers, regardless of their performance level, will believe that on some level, both of these technologies are presently promising, but have a much brighter future. With that, I can direct you to our website, our Twitter site, our Facebook site. There are a million different ways to engage with us once you get on our own site itself. All of the research that we do perennially is always free to everyone. All you have to do is sign up. And the link below here shows you the actual report that we've been quoting from here today, the full report From Apocalypse to Renaissance. But even within the confines of just that one report, we have a bunch of different ways of presenting that data. So there are going to be full findings reviews, small little video snippets like this. There's a condensed PDF version if you're in a hurry that just kind of hits the main talking points. And then there's the full report itself. So we really encourage you to cruise around YouTube, see some of the other video findings that we have, or get on our website and engage with us in a more meaningful way. And as always, we hope you found this valuable, and thank you very much for your time.